Hi, today I want to talk to you. What do you do if you have one of these like this that only takes a 70-watt solar panel? And let's say bad things happen. You have your solar set up, somebody steals your batteries, or your batteries go dead, or you weren't able to buy batteries for your 100-watt solar setup. Is there a way to bypass the batteries using a solar charger controller? Now, I do have this drawing power out, because I want to show you today how to get your solar charger controller to work without having an external battery, with just using this. Now what it's going to do is I'm going to hook up a 100-watt solar panel here to solar, and you see battery here. Now on my battery it has one of these plugs. Now the reason it has one of these is because your battery here energizes your solar charger controller. So what you have to do is you have to use the plug here to energize your charger controller, and then you plug it into the solar input right here. Once that starts powering, in some cases you can actually shut off the DC power. Now you can see I want to get this down a little bit. Now this is not going to charge this very quickly, but in some cases where you need power, if your battery goes dead, like my battery under here off my solar here, or somebody steals your battery, and if this is all you have to have a way to charge this up. And if you have a 100-watt panel, is it possible to use this to charge it with a 100-watt panel through a charger controller? Alright, that's good enough. It's down to 96%. Now see, there should be no power coming out. Let's go ahead and shut off AC. Now it's at 96%. Let's unplug this. Now I am in the camper. I am going to do this over at the my storage area, because that's where my extra solar panels are. In fact, maybe I can do it over there and just unhook a panel. I don't think I can do it over there. I don't think these are not long enough. Yeah, definitely not long enough. But yeah, I think I'll do it over at the storage. And I'm going to demonstrate to you how you can use this to energize that to charge this with the 100-watt panel. I will be back in just a few minutes. Okay, here we are outside. I have one 100-watt solar panel. I have a 15-amp solar charger controller. Now as you can see, the solar is going into the solar, battery is coming out, and load is going out. Alright, the battery is plugged in here. And then this is going out. Now it's outputting 0 and inputting 2 watts. As you can see, it is charging. Now, what's going to happen if I shut off the DC? That's what I want to know. Now this is going to take a little while to charge, but let's see. Alright, DC. Now let's check and see if anything is coming in right here. See, I see it going between 0 and 2 watts. Now remember, the DC is off. Oh, this is such a pain. We're getting 12.5 input. Now it's 3 watts, 3 watts. Now let's unplug the 12 volt. Now fortunately this is not a good day to be doing this. because it is very, very cloudy. But you can see it is charging. So we have no battery connected to the solar charger controller. It is hooked up directly to a 100 watt panel, and we are getting power. There's no external battery here. It is feeding straight from the solar panel into the charger controller. Once the solar charger controller was energized, I could turn off the 12 volt. Now I'm using the 12 volt out of this to energize it. Once that is energized, I plug it into input solar. Now, yes, is this charging very slowly? Absolutely. But then again, this states that it can only charge on a 70 watt panel. I am using a 100 watt panel. I have a 15 amp solar charger controller. These charge on lower amperages, so a 10 amp would probably be better. And this is not the day for me to be doing this test. But make sure we're still getting, yep, we're still getting power. Once in a while it jumps to 1 to 3. Now if this happens right here, that means your charger controller lost its charge. So let's turn that back on. DC. Now it's really taking a charge. It is outputting nothing because this has what is known as pass-through. So anything it's outputting will be ran straight from the solar panel. Anything extra is going into the battery itself. As you can see, it is charging. So if you have a power station and you do this and you want to do it without an external battery, you can run it off itself. There are times you can unplug the solar charger controller and it will still continue to power. But if you're going to unplug it, keep an eye on it. Make sure it's in sun as much as possible, because this is not pulling in a lot of power right now. It 100% is absolutely charging without having an external battery, with just using this setup. This is a car plug, 12 volt car plug running into the battery. The solar is hooked on solar, and you can see, I don't know if you see the light blinking or not, and then out from the load and in to the input. Now this does take quite a while to charge, so I don't expect this to charge this up within 30-45 minutes, because it's not inputting a lot of power. But if you need a way to charge this and you don't have an extra battery, you can bypass the battery by using the power station itself. Now let's get another reading on this before I turn everything off. It's like just trying to use chopsticks. So it is charging. What I did was I bypassed the battery. Now I'm going to shut off DC again. and it is still, I don't know if you saw the numbers there. DC is off. Now it seems like if I don't touch this or try to test it, it seems like it is going to work. It is still charging, but it is charging at a slower rate. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. So it is charging, and the DC is off. So I am using no battery power whatsoever, and anything that's coming in is going to charge. Yes. Will it charge this way? Absolutely. You can bypass the battery. Will it take forever to charge this way? Yes. But in an emergency situation where this is the only thing you have, and you may have a single 100 watt panel and maybe a 10 amp charger controller, then you can charge this without having an extra or external battery. You're bypassing the battery. Let's see, it's still charging. Now, this is not bringing in a lot of power, but then again, this is very limited to how much power it can handle. It does shut down the charging if there's too much power. Ah, damn it, I missed it. Once in a blue moon, you can see it. It still says charging. So it is charging at a very low rate, but it is charging. Alright, that's it. This is the way to bypass the battery and charge your power station. This should pretty much work with any power station. Any of them. Now the ones that can handle larger solar panels, like my other power station, I can plug a 100 watt panel directly into it, and it will charge off a 100 watt panel. This one will not. So if you have a power station that takes a lower charge on your solar, this is a way to get it to charge without using an extra battery. Now I don't know if you can hear that or not. They're working on the apartment in the front, and they're using a saw, and it's really loud in the apartment over there. But it is working, and it is still charging. Like I said, it is charging at a much slower rate, but it is absolutely charging. It is putting power back into the battery. Okay, that's it. I'm fixing to go. I have to put all this mess up. You're more than welcome to try this with your own solar charger controller, but this is a way to bypass the battery to get your solar charger controller to work. And if it's not bringing in enough power, or you think it's going to shut off, you just turn your DC back on, and it will start charging again. That's the thing about this is, let's turn DC on. That's the thing about this. As long as the solar charger controller is working, it will put in power. Like I said, this will take forever to charge, but in an emergency, let's turn this off again. In an emergency situation, this is the way to do it. Let's unplug this again. Okay, that's it. I'm fixing to go. I have to put all this crap up. Hope this helps somebody out. If you have a power station and your solar batteries go dead or somebody steals them, which if things get really bad, it's a good possibility. Maybe this will help you if you have a power station to be able to charge that power station if you have no other power. Okay, that's it. I'm fixing to go. Everyone have a good day. Bye.